We're able to do all of that, and then we're going to end up probably having like $10 billion in reserve once the new budget takes effect. And so that would not have been possible if we had followed Fauci. Instead, we followed freedom, and that's the reason why Florida's doing better. And so we're proud of the fact that our kids were able to go to school, people were able to work, our businesses were able to operate, and many of them now are at the point where they're doing better than they've ever done. And so we're really excited about that. But that was what we needed to do. We were called upon to make sure we were protecting people's rights and freedoms. That's what we did. And this budget that we're doing, we're probably in a stronger fiscal position from a budget perspective than we even were before COVID, and we were pretty strong before COVID. A year ago, if you would have said that, everyone would have said you were nuts. They would have said this is going to be a disaster for the budget. We're going to have a massive hole and all this other stuff. And you know, we didn't know what was going to happen. I vetoed $1 billion. I vetoed a lot of their guys' stuff. I vetoed some of my stuff last year because we just didn't know. But I had confidence that that Floridians were going to bounce back. We started seeing that last summer and the fall, and things really started to do well. So we're in a much better position than anyone was able to predict. Here today, you know, we're highlighting a number of pieces of legislation as well as some of the military and veterans related budget items. So our budget that we did has $28 million for Florida military families, as well as supporting the military presence in Florida. We did $2 million for Florida's Defense Support Task Force, $1.6 million for the Defense Infrastructure Program, $7.2 million for armory maintenance, $2 million for military base protection, including additional security measures for National Guard armories, $4.1 million to support Florida National Guardsmen seeking higher education degrees, and $11 million to support scholarships for children and spouses of deceased or disabled veterans.
Thank you. All great.
Additionally, the budget includes up to $50 million to construct 2 new National Guard armories in Immokalee and in Zephyr Hills. So it's interesting how, you know, you have a Senate president from Pasco County and they get an armory in Zephyr Hills. But we're happy with that. And so we've also partnered. So the budget support is strong, but we've also worked with the legislature to enact some, I think, pretty significant pieces of legislation. So the first bill I'll sign today is House Bill 429, Purple Star Campuses Bill. And under this bill, a military-connected child can expect, well, under the bill recognizes that under normal circumstances, a military-connected child can expect to move 6 to 9 times from kindergarten through their high school graduation. And some of you may have been, you know, you run into people, where'd you grow up? Well, I was an Army brat, or I was in the Navy, my dad was moving around, or my mom was moving around. So we understand that reality, and we understand that people are coming and going from Florida all the time. We also understand that there are academic challenges that some of these students face as they relocate to new schools when their parents serving in the military is transferred. So this bill embraces military families and ensures access to Florida's world-class school choice options for every military-connected child. The Florida Department of Education, under this bill, will establish a Purple Star Campus program to identify schools that support military-connected children and to demonstrate a commitment to providing support to military families during their transition. So this will include designating a military liaison to directly support families, updating the school website with resources for military students and families, offering a student-led transition program to assist military students acclimate into a new school, expanding staff professional development training opportunities on issues relating to military students, and reserving controlled open enrollment seats for military-connected students to utilize to ensure school choice no matter the time of year that the military transfer takes place. So we think that that's a good piece of legislation, and we look forward to signing that. We're also going to sign House Bill 435 about veterans training and employment. And what we'll do with this bill is break new ground by becoming the first state in the nation to codify in law a statewide skill bridge initiative that matches service members separating or retiring from Florida's 21 military installations and from those across the country with Florida's boundless career opportunities. We're already hearing this bill will likely become a model for other states to use. This creates a statewide awareness and employment program built on the DoD Skill Bridge program through Veterans Florida, public-private created within our Department of Veterans Affairs, whose purpose is to attract and retain veterans and their families by connecting them to employment, training, and educational opportunities. The Skill Bridge program allows service members to gain workforce training with civilian employers while on active duty during their last 180 days as they transition out of the military, helping the folks that stand the post for us to transition from military life to civilian life is an important function that we need to be able to participate in, and I think that this is really going to be helpful to a lot of veterans. You know, when people are getting out, you know, DOD has different things, but there's not always been a great connection between DOD and the actual communities on the ground. They've worked different ways. I think this is going to help bring that together even more, which is really, really good. We also have and recognize the unique skill set that veterans bring to the table. So I'll sign SB 922, which recognizes that every year about 200,000 service members finish their military service and then re-enter the civilian workforce or enroll in additional education. This bill will authorize state and political entities to waive certain post-secondary educational requirements for employment for eligible service members and veterans. The legislation requires Florida governmental agencies to develop and implement a veterans recruitment plan, which will result in more employment opportunities for veterans. It also enhances preferences given to veterans and their family members when a numerically based selection process is used for hiring. Enhanced veterans preference opportunities expands our ability to attract and retain top talent as another way to ensure Florida remains the most military and veterans-friendly state in the nation. And since we're signing these bills today, I also want to let